This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk us through this 2022 Ember trailer. And this is not a sales video, and it's not a floor plan video or anything like that. It's just a how-to video. I'm just going to go over some of the features and talk to you about them, okay? All right, so this has built-in wheel chocks, right? So you can see here you got this apparatus here, but you can crank it down. You pull the pin out, you can crank it down, and this part will actually rub on the tire. If you can see that. There's one on each side, and that way you can be parked on a hillside or wherever, and you can lock it up tight so it doesn't go anywhere, which is a good thing when you're considering you're going to be out in the woods. So that's a good feature. It has regular crank down stabilizers. Takes a 3/4 inch crank or a socket on a drill, whatever you use. Okay. This is the air conditioner, obviously. It's got a wall air conditioner. I'll show you the controls and everything when we get inside. It's pretty typical. Now, the antenna is cranks in and out. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm not going to crank it far. I'm just going to show you how it works. If I can do it without touching the crank here. There we go. So it just cranks in and out like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's got built-in supports and everything. It's kind of a really neat thing. It's similar to what you would see on a Airstream, for example. Some of the Airstreams. Okay. Of course, your stairs fold into the trailer. You can adjust the length of the legs as you go. You can see right here. That's that yellow circular piece. You just pull on that pin, and it'll release the legs, and you can adjust them to the terrain that you're on. All right. Here you can strap stuff to it when you're traveling, if you need to. You got two 20-pound LP tanks which are full, automatic changeover regulator, and this trailer has a lot of 12-volt features. So we'll go over that. This, just so you know, it's for you can get an app for it. It basically tells you your tire pressure and temperature. Okay. I don't think this is locked here. Let me see. Okay. Now, these are just pieces for the, it's got the it looks like maybe a canoe rack on the top. I didn't look real close. A kayak rack. But anyway, these are some of the additional attachments. These rods right here will go into the frame of this bed platform. You can see there's a hole right there, and basically they hold the flaps open. So it's like kind of like an awning, So that you get 8 of those. Right now you have a 24 series deep cycle 24 series deep cycle marine battery. It's very important down the road for you to upgrade your batteries. You could put 2 24s. You have to wire them together as 12 volts. Now, you don't want to wire them so they produce 24 volts. You want them to put out 12 volts, just double the storage capacity. The more storage capacity, the better things are, because you can last longer off the grid with the extra storage. Okay. Okay, so storage here. That is just literature for the trailer. This is a 3/4 inch crank that we spoke about. Let me see if there's what we got here. I'm sure there's a. Hold on, please. Yeah, so I guess that's the water. This is actually the water pump switch here, so you can pump water out of the onboard tank. You can get 2 different ways you get water to the trailer. You can hook up the city water right here, and you turn it on, it pressurizes everything, you're all set, ready to go. If you're at a place that does not have plumbing, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water, and everything will work just like you have city water. This is another hookup for that blue coiled sprayer that you saw on the front of the trailer. Oh, that was the light I was looking for, by the way. So there it is. Okay, so this is your battery kill switch right here. You can shut the batteries off if you need to. This is the inverter switch. Now this inverts and converts power, this trailer does. So this is the inverting. Inverting is taking 12 volt DC and inverting it to 110 AC. Anytime you need to invert, you're just going to push it, it turns green, and you're inverting power. So you're taking 12 volts DC from your battery, and then you're inverting it to 110 AC. Okay? You don't invert, you have to hold it to shut it off, by the way, but you don't invert unless you need to. You don't just leave it on all the time. Okay? This is just a hookup for a solar panel for the battery charger. A solar panel / battery charger, I guess. Okay? Alright. So let me get up here. This has to do with the tire link here too, by the way. Alrighty, so you have a 30 amp system, so you have a 30 amp 30-foot cord that plugs in right there, and you do get a reducer to reduce it down to a regular household type socket. Okay. This is your fresh water monitor here. Right now we're empty, but it tells you how much water is in your fresh water tank. This is a 12 volt hookup right here for a TV or anything else 12 volt. The TV was out here at one point, I'm sure you know. This particular plug is a GFCI, it's a 110 AC, of course. It's GFCI, so all the 110 plugs are wired through it. Keep that in mind. You have to reset it right there. If you pop one, you know, the one on the outside of the trailer, you would have to reset it here. Of course, switches, right? Okay, so this is a quick connect for your LP system. So this is the way you would plug your griddle or a grill or whatever you have into the system. Takes the LP right from the 20-pound tanks up front. Okay. Now let me see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. So you have this griddle here. And you see the griddle has a hose, and it has at the other end, it has the male end for that quick connect fitting. And so you plug that in right there. Okay. If you wanted to add another grill, just always remember it has to be the pressure rating has to be suitable for an RV, which is around 11 inches in the water column, something like that. So make sure you don't just get a regular household grill, because the system will not supply enough pressure to operate it. Okay. This is your cooler / refrigerator. You can actually remove it, carry it around with you. You've got all the controls right here. Okay. It's got a lot of room inside for what it does, for sure. Freezer. But it's self-explanatory. It works just like you would expect. Okay. And like I said, you can remove it. It has straps to strap it down. You can see there's one there, and there's the other one right here. Okay. So you want to strap it in place when you're traveling, of course. In this box here that you see up there, there's instructions for your TV, plus there's a transformer to transform a regular household current down to 12 volt DC. If you want to plug your TV in someplace else that has, you know, regular AC current. Okay. Alrighty. So, of course, on the roof you see that you have there's a solar panel, of course, and then you have your I would call that a kayak rack. And your tent folds over onto itself, basically. One thing, the best thing to do when it comes to the tent and things like that are if you go to Thule, some people say Thule, some people say Tool, but if you go to their website and look at their setup video, that's the best way to go with it. This ladder extends, you know. And so it all fits inside. It's kind of neat. So make sure you look at the manufacturer's videos when you need to. All right. One last thing I didn't show you over here. This is the dump valve for the fresh water tank if you want to dump it. Okay. All righty. So let's go inside now. Okay, so I showed you the power inverter outside, right? This device here is the power converter. This does the opposite. It takes 110 AC and converts it to 12 volt DC. So right here when you're plugged in, you have 110 AC coming in the trailer. This is regular household type circuit breakers like you'd see at home, right? And then they're all labeled down there. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You see you got some breakers and fuses there, letting you know that or let me back up. You got some 12 volt fuses there, and also they light up if they were to blow. You'd see them glowing on this side, and then you could see the glowing through this perforation in the cover there. Okay. Also, this is a battery tender, so on the 12 volt side, it's going to look at your batteries and see how much energy they need and send them what they need. If they're topped off, it'll just trickle a couple amps up there. If they're low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to keep your batteries charged up. Okay, so basically your tow vehicle's alternator is going to be charging the battery up front when you're towing, and then when you're plugged in, this device will be doing that. And then you will, when you're out in the nowhere, the solar panel will send amps to the batteries also. Okay. Let me see here. This is your solar controller right here. So what it's telling us is your battery's flooded, which is right. So you want to leave it at that. You have 100% charge in your battery. You've got 106 amp hours. You're putting out 13.7 volts, which is perfect. And then you always hit B. And then we're gaining nothing from the sun right now. You see the picture of the sun, arrow going towards the solar panel, 0.0 amps. We're inside a building right now, so we're not getting anything. But it would normally, it will say 5.3 or whatever you're gaining outside that's going to the battery, okay? Also, this is a USB. If you wanted to charge a phone or something, if you in an emergency, you could do it right there. Charge it from the solar panels or panel. Okay, so that's how that works. Let me look around here, see what else we've got. This jackknife's flat, of course, to a bed. This device here is your LP gas and carbon monoxide detector. You can see it's green. It should always be green. So if it goes out, you take everybody outside. If it goes off, take everybody outside. Leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and figure out what's going on. If it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. It does all three of those things. Let me put it through the pace here. LP is test good, carbon monoxide coming up, and low battery alarm. Back to green. Like I said, it should always be green. If not, get it serviced. Okay, this is smoke detector here, of course. And then the rest is just storage. This is a cover, if you choose to use it, for your vent. Okay, so let me look around a bit, see if I have anything else that I forgot about here. Now the fan is 3-speed, so it's a really really capable fan. I mean, it really, if you were to turn it on full, it'll pull the heat right out of this thing. It's really cool. Now if it's a time of year where you get condensation from your breath, for example, if there's a few people in here, just run this on low. You won't even hear it, and it'll pull all that condensation right out. Okay. All right. I think that about covers it, though. So now you want to inspect the roof every 90 days. By inspecting it, you just want to look up there, make sure all the sealant is really good and tight. There's no cracks or separation. Make sure nothing was damaged by low branches at a state park or road debris flipping out there. Just give it a good inspection. If you see anything, take care of it immediately. Otherwise, you're just inspecting it for peace of mind. You know that sometime you're going to have to touch something up, but it could be years from now. It could be years from now. It could be 6 months from now. So that's why you inspect it. Okay. Hopefully that made sense to you. I guess that about covers it then. So I want to thank you for buying your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember to inspect your roof every 90 days, and if you have any issues, you can call us and we'll talk you through it. Also, don't hesitate to use manufacturers' videos, because it's a great way to learn. So, Okay. One last thing. I just wanted to mention that this TV also has Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or tablet. It has a radio on it, so it does have other features. It's not just a TV. So, okay, thank you.